Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of my devlog series. This week's first step was to implement a wall slide and wall jump mechanic. But first, I had to replace the box collider 2D with a capsule collider 2D, because the collisions were bugging. As you can see in the video, the player was getting stuck on the walls because of that collider. With that fixed, I was able to start coding the wall slide and jump. To code these mechanics I had to look up on the internet. I saw a video and I follow along the steps, and it was a little bit tricky and I found a lot of bugs. One of them was this one.
Bye, have a great time!
Yeah, the player just goes flying when you jump. I don't know why, but then I looked at the code and I made my own code and it went a little bit better, but it's still buggy. Since it was working a little bit, I just added the animation of wall slide and all things became more clear, and then I was able to make a workable jump, but I will still need to look up more into that later. That's a future me problem, I guess. When all was finished, these were the final results. For the camera to be able to follow the character as you have seen on the last clips, I had to develop a simple script. And now, everywhere you walk, the camera follows along, with a bit of offset, because if the players stay right in the middle, it's a bit strange. To create a tutorial, I had to think of a map that could apply all added mechanics gradually. I used tile maps to create the map faster, but I'm so bad at creating maps. This is the main thing I have to improve in this series. As you can follow along on the tutorial level, here you can jump. Then you have to dash because it's a bigger jump, you can't just jump, you won't get there. And then you have two walls where you have to use the wall jump and wall slide mechanic. From now on, I will be adding enemies and creating the combat system tutorial. I remembered to try making some dust particles to show up when you jump or change directions, but I thought there was a detail that didn't need to be finished right away, so I didn't lose so much time on that. One of the things that took me so much time this week to make was to rewrite all the character movement. It was very confusing, so I had to make a new code very much clearer. So I rewrite it and improved some mistakes I found in the process. Now it is a lot more understandable. The next big step for my game was to add enemies and teach them how to attack and how to behave. That was a tricky process. I found a lot of bugs and spent an entire day to make it work. First, I got an example asset to use for now. It actually looks kinda nice, maybe I'll keep it. What do you think? Then I implemented the attack system so that the game knows when we attack the enemy and damage them. For that, I needed to add an attack point to the main character so that we can check if the attack damaged the player. Every time we press the attack key, every enemy that is in the attack point range will be damaged. But now, we need to code that. So yeah, now it's finished. When we attack, all enemies within the attack range will get damaged. So for the enemy to die, I had to implement a HP system for the enemies. Now that the enemy can die, I just have to make him attack me and chase me. For that, I used the box collider to detect if the player is close enough to be chased. This was a very long process of coding and debugging, so I will skip the details. As you can see, when the player is in range, the enemy starts to chase him and attack him if close enough. Next step was to make the enemy always face the player. It was kinda easy, I just had to check if the character x-axis was greater or less than the enemy x-axis. Finally, it was working, so I finished adding animations. And I think the final results looks nice. I was actually glad with the work done this week. In the following days I'll be adding the main enemy who chases you the entire game. I will explain better on the next video. And if I got time, I wish to finish the player skills. I really hope you are enjoying this series. Hope you like it, and see you in the next one.